Like if my father wouldn't have been able to been there, I'd have been able to have that fatherly. It's things that a woman can do and can't do that a man should do. I could tell the same way how I grew up that my mom could tell me something and it'll go in one ear, not the other. I could go down the block and the same thing that she told me, the guy on the block could tell me the same thing and I take heed to it because it was a man. So it's the same thing with a lot of these young dudes out here. They mama might be telling them something, then when I might pull up and talk to them or holler at them, you know what I'm saying? It's like they take heed to it because it's coming from a man. Yeah. So it does play a major part.
I ain't ever lucky from Charlotte, North Carolina.
Cedric Dean, born and raised in Charlotte, North Carolina.
Apostle Belton, Black Senior.
My name is Ronaldo Carabello Jr.
My name is Ben Strayhorn, bro. You know what I'm saying? Everybody call me Iz. That's what I prefer.
Now, what is your name?
Jerron's a thorn.
What does your name come from? Where does your name come from?
Ben, well, Ben is, one of the 12 tribes of Israel. You know what I mean? But so that go back. You know, my granddad had that name though. You know, my father wanted them.
Edward Lucky. Okay,
Yeah.
okay. And does your name have meaning?
Lucky. Luck sometimes.
What's your favorite memory from childhood?
Favorite memories just being around family. Every Sunday, I could say, or every weekend, going to my Aunt Joanne's house. That's where all the family gathered. They be over there listening to music. She be cooking. They might be in there playing cards, drinking.
Let me guess, spades?
Yeah.
Spades. Was you good at spades? Come on, be honest.
I mean, I am now, but back then, though, I was a kid, so, I was outside running around with the kids.
Oh, now we'll fly to Puerto Rico every summer and see him. And we did this for years until I turned to the age of 18. It was something for the summer. I never spent a summer in New York. Like I said, until I was about the age of 18, I was always in Puerto Rico. I mean, I loved it. That's probably the best of my childhood.
I got a basketball goal. My mom's and everybody out there, cause they had just put the goal up. I said, shoot it, Jay, shoot it. First shot ever, bro, basketball hit. You know what I'm saying? First shot, bro, I hit that jump. They might not even remember that, but I remember that.
Mom never used to give me $1, for lunch. To go to school, I sneak to the hill stove. And I buy me 10 blow pots for a nickel a piece. And I buy me 5 packs of now-laters. And I carried to school and I sold my blow pots for 10 cents a piece. Sold the now-laters for 25 cents a piece to the rich white kid. Mom used to ask me, boy, where you get that money from? I said, Ma, I sell candy. You see, so I was always trying to figure out a way to how to make my own money so that I can buy things that I wanted. What music were they playing back in the day? I mean,
Oh, man. All 80 music. 80s, 70s, Earth, Wind & Fire, Keith Sweat. Man, you name it, they played it. You know what I mean? It's always music that make you move.
Childhood, what was your childhood like?
Not having a father. Having a mother that had me when she was 18 years old. Worked 3 jobs. One for the city of Charlotte Water Department. 2, she left there and would clean toilets, office buildings and whatnot. So it gave me a lot of free time, on my own, being a single child, only child, to go looking for love in all the wrong places.
What were some of the things that didn't feel so great for you?
When he caught cancer, it wasn't great no more. I tried to come up with a way to get him find a cure for it in my mind, but I couldn't. You know, it wasn't nothing I could do about it.
My brother had sickle cell, so he had to go to the doctors a lot, right? And one of them people, man, he wasn't even no surgeon, bro. Like he was a desk person or something like that. I know. I remember the day my brother died, man. We just throwing up. And my mom was like, how you feel? He was like, I don't feel. He said, I don't feel bad. You know what I'm saying? Like, all his organs pretty much was pretty much liquefied. You know what I'm saying? I think that's what was going on. I mean, I think that's what it was like. His organs failed or something like that. And I think he was just throwing up his organs, pretty much.
Yeah, my dad messed around with my mom. We were like, I was 6, my brother was about 3, and there was a big fight. We heard it, we came out, and my grandparents explained to us what was going on.
At 5, I saw my dad try to murder my mom in front of me, on top of her, stabbing her. And I stood in that door watching him do.
That's how we found out that dad wasn't coming back home again.
And tell me, how did you feel about that?
I really didn't know. I didn't know how to feel about it.
But at that door, I wanted to help my mom. I was crying, but it was my dad. That day, that did something to me.
Well, what was the effect?
I ain't had no father figured out. But not only that, my mom became like overbearing. You know what I'm saying? Overprotective. Too strict. Like, I couldn't go outside. You know what I'm saying? Because I guess she was scared that something was going to happen to me.
It took me, man, going to prison, right, to search the scriptures, to understand my blackness, to understand Willie Lynch and how we were divided, you know, and separated, you know, the family unit. Mm-hmm. And that really put me in a place, right, to where I understood that the fear that my mother had in her, right, it was instilled from slavery.
So your dad wasn't really in your life like that, or?
Nah, she just ain't depend on her for nothing. You know what I'm saying? She just had the mindset like, basically like she could do it on her own. I don't need them. I can do it on my own.
So mothers, in a sense, was kind of forced to be independent.
Well, you know, for me, right, one of the most interesting historical pieces of evidence that I had was the Willie Lynch letter, and how, you know, he came down at a time where he seen black folks hanging out of trees. He's like, what are you doing? That's your livestock. You're killing your livestock. You don't do that. You just put the fear of God in a couple of them and they'll do whatever you need them to do. So, you know, as the story goes, he took 2 horses and he took a black man and he put one horse on one side, and he tore them apart.
And do you think that that single mother mindset kept you away from your father?
Almost definitely. It most definitely did, because I always wanted to be around him. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? You know, I always wanted to, you know, go with him, you know what I mean, on the weekends, but it was just, she wouldn't allow it.
I don't care what that child's father have done, or how he may be acting, or what he might be doing, or what he's done. But I said from experience, as a boy, these young boys, down on the inside of them, there's a desire to know their father, to be accepted by their father, and to spend time with their father.
What is a father?
A father is somebody that's there 24/7. You're going to help them through their ups and downs. You're going to lead them, guide them, direct them, discipline them. You know, you're going to tell them everything that's right. You know what I'm saying? You're going to build them up to be a better version of you. You know what I mean? You're going to make them to be or mold them to be the best man. You know what I'm saying? Than you are. You know what I mean? You can be a great man, but your job is to build them and make them greater than you.
Are you a father yourself?
And I'm a father.
How many children do you have?
I got a daughter, Josiah Brienne Thorne.
I see you starting to smile, man.
That's my baby.
That's your baby, man. That's your baby. How many children do you have? Two children. What's their names?
Hey, my daughter name is Nalasia. My son name is Avion. Man, both of them, man, look alike.
Look like you?
No word.
Can I know the names of your babies?
All of them. Lamont, Elijah, Tony, Alex.
What's your child's name?
Yeah. Oh, that named after my niece.
Stephen, Lamont, Antonio.
What's your children's names?
Like I said, Debbie, Alana, Ray, Brianna, and Debbie.
That was 8, right? 8 boys. And Kim.
I got one. I got a son named Josh. Josh Dean.
How did you pick your children's names?
Good question, bro. Alright, back in the teaching, the nation got version. We use original black man or the Asiatic black man. And now, of course, now River. You know what I'm saying? Now Alicia. Aniel. Aniel is an angel in the Hebrew Texas.
Josiah is the name that I took the first 2 initials of my name, put an apostrophe, and then I got a niece named Uzziah. And she like my daughter. I love her like a daughter. So I took part of her name and just added to the J. What does it mean?
Yeah.
When I didn't give her the middle name, but as far as giving her that first name and my last name, it just means strength, power, love, discipline, loyalty. That's what it means to me.
Talk about children. We already kind of touched on it.
Oh, boy. My oldest daughter had her. She was my birthday gift in 1980, freshman year in high school.
Avion, me and her, me and his mother was kind of having our little ins and outs, you know what I'm saying? We was together when he was conceived, we weren't together when he was born.
Well, you know, Josh, if you let society, if you let scientists, they say Josh is autistic, right? When doctors tell you your son never be normal, you know, the face is not fully developed, might look a little, you know, special. You know,
Worried, like what's gonna happen, what's our future gonna be like.
I remember though, because I said something crazy I kind of regret about as far as if he was mine or not, you know what I'm saying? Really it was just me trying to be funny, you know what I'm saying? My baby mama had called me. I wasn't there when he was born. But I pulled up on him. She was outside holding him, you know what I'm saying? I seen that like, okay, I had said something crazy down there. But I was happy though. I don't want no mistakes, you know what I'm saying?
Oh man, I can't explain it. I always wanted a child since I was 15. I always wanted a little girl so she could be a daddy's girl. So being that she was having a girl and me being there, you know, I couldn't wait for her to have her. But it was just a moment. It was an experience like.
It was a beautiful thing, bro. For real, man. You feel something, bro. Like you feel something, man. You feel the connection. I mean, you can feel it, man. It's like,
I can't believe I'm gonna be a father.
But love, God allows you to see life through a lens of love, right? And it was that unconditional love that you could see in that boy.
I feel good. I feel the time that when I go down to the house, hold her. And then when she got 7, 8, 6, I chase her. You know, I chase her from her mama's house. I said, come here. And she'll start running to her mama. I go down there and play with her all the time, give her money and stuff like that.
she couldn't walk yet, but man, she crossed her hard, bro. She crawl out of socks. You know what I'm saying? Socks be coming off. I be like, yo, she crawling fast. And my son, he'd be right behind her. You know what I mean? He'd be chasing and crawling, but he'd walking up the course with her. Those were the funniest times, bro, because she used to crawl out of socks like those socks literally come off her feet, bro. You know what I'm saying? And my son, he'll drop down to her age for him, you know what I mean? That's what I used to like about that.
It was that unconditional love that you could see and knowing that God was going to provide a miracle. And that was the feeling, man, you know, that his mother has always had. That's the feeling that I have every time I look at him, right? And I see his smile.
Say something to your daughter right now. What would you say to her? Tell her you look together.
I told Josh that you are me and I am you. Whatever you see me do, so can you.
You know, sometimes when I want to veer off course and do the wrong thing, you always, you know, pop up in my mind. You know what I mean? Or why I shouldn't do the wrong thing, or why I should do the right thing.
Don't never let them or him define who you are as an individual. Because you're going to be a leader, right?
You know, you the greatest blessing, you the biggest influence, the best thing that could ever happen to me.
You're going to be me. Everything that I have goes to you. Everything that I do, so can you.
I love you. You the best thing that ever happened to me. You made me a better person, a better man. Out of my whole 40 years of life, you the best thing that ever happened to me. So I'm most definitely thankful and proud for you. I used to always tell people that I knew that was fathers, or just men in general, like, listen, man, if you knew better, you do better. Everything that you do, you know what I'm saying, do it for your child. Because, like, if you're not changing your ways in here, it's like you're being selfish. It's like, and it's not fair to that child. It ain't fair to that child, you know what I'm saying? You in here doing what you're doing, and you come home and you ain't got nothing to offer. Your child needs you. Your son, your daughter, they need you. You know what I mean? They need you more than your homeboy, than the streets. They need you out here.
Crack cocaine conspiracy. A federal crack cocaine drug conspiracy.
I got charged with armed robbery with a dangerous weapon. Took a plea 38 months. First offense, bro.
What's the story behind that?
Well, you know, being without a father, going to school, seeing kids with nice clothes, jewelry, shoes, stuff like that I couldn't get, right? But I wanted. We would get together, man, and we would go take it.
That year, I played JV that first year. How I ended, man, I quit, man.
It became, I had a guy named was Timbo, and he said, man, you know, God don't like us, we don't do nothing to no innocent people. But if a person selling drugs, we got to have it.
So, 'cause I used to bring bags of money to school, man. I remember I was just getting like deep into it, man. You know what I'm saying? Changed my man life around. I feel like now that my man A1, he was so nasty on the football field, bro. I wanted to tackle this man, bro. This man spent around me, bro. I'm talking about, bro. I like, yo, with that. I said, yeah. I said, bro, nasty.
We would go, man, like Robin Hood. And we would rob these drug dealers, like take all their stuff and then go buy all the kids in the neighborhood ice cream and stuff, man. We would, you know, and that was how I got baptized into the streets, right?
But I mean, he started selling, he followed my path, bro. Man, you see that money, like, what? Man, you see all that money I had in the bags. Shit, I bring weed and everything. I ain't care, bro. Like big bags of weed. Turn them out, bro. Feel like I messed his life up.
By the time I was 13, I had shot somebody, right? By the time I was 15, you know, I had shot somebody else. By the time I was 16, I was in prison. So, for right with the day's weapon, I did 5 years, 6 months, and 4 days.
Just made the wrong decision, bro.
And what was your story on how you got into that stuff?
Man, at the time, I had just came home. I was actually staying with my mom and she lost her place. So I ended up staying in the hotel room. I started donating plasma to pay for the room. They pay with so much money the first 5 visits that you donate plasma. So I was doing that as a way to stay out of trouble. You know, the first 5 visits was like $50 and then it went down to like $35, so I didn't have money to pay for the room. So somebody that I had befriended over there came to me with an opportunity to make money and ended up turning into me getting involved with the feds. So I had befriended a guy, we was cool. He knew my situation because I was actually started sleeping on his floor in the hotel room. He was already working for him. So he came to me and was like, hey, you trying to make some money? I said, yeah. He was like, all you gotta do is ride with me to go pick up this money for my uncle and you can make a couple dollars. So I'm like, all right. So when I went to go meet his uncle, which was an undercover officer, he started talking to me about something totally different. So we had like 3 meetings, me and this undercover guy. And so once he broke it down, he was saying that basically he knew where this stash house was full of drugs. He just needed somebody to go in there and get them. But it's not a stash house though. It's a make-believe stash house. They just getting you to agree that you'll do it. And then the day that you're supposed to go do it, they just run down on you. You know what I'm saying? Arresting you.
When you look at what it created, it's evident, you know, that the laws, you know, a lot of the laws were designed to target the African American and Hispanic population.
What they were doing, which was they was making an issue about it because they were saying that the feds was actually going to these impoverished neighborhoods or these rundown neighborhoods and was going to black people, asking them, hey, do you want to commit a crime? Once they get them to commit the crime, they turn around and lock them up for it.
How can I say this? Our justice system is about making money. You know how much they get a year per prisoner? About $35,000. It's a money game. They don't care if you're religion or not. They gotta make this.
And I said something to the judge about it the day I got sentenced. I was like, I don't understand. Y'all asked me in my interrogation, you asked me, why do we get involved? Did we get involved because we was trying to make money? Because we didn't have no job? Because we was trying to put food on the table? And I asked the judge, I said, if you knew all these things, why is it that you weren't trying to offer us a job instead of committing crimes for us to, you creating crimes for us to commit? You finding ways to lock us up.
And I represented myself. And the trial penalty, trial taxes they put on me, life plus 5 years for daring to challenge the federal government.
So that's how I ended up catching the 12 years.
So it really wasn't even your fault. It was a trick
It was a trick
from the government?
from the government.
Every individual that walk into a prison, they have to drop it like it's hot. They stripped me of my manhood. The first lesson I learned when I was in prison, I wasn't no man.
Life ain't good enough. Ain't no shape, form, fashion. As long as they don't care what people say.
Prison is to cage animals. What are cages for? For animals. That's what they treat us like.
They taught me how to be an animal, how to think like an animal. I was literally raised by adult murderers, robbers. I mean, the worst of the worst, gangsters, thugs.
I was in a block. There was 23 men to a cell. And the cell was like from the kitchen sink maybe to the back bedroom, living on top of each other.
It's most definitely like slavery. It's just like modern day slavery. It's slavery to the, I don't care how nobody plays slavery. You know what I'm saying? Slavery was abolished, but unless you commit a crime, it's considered servitude.
13.
Yeah. So they tell you, like, all right, yeah, we can't put you in chains and shackles like how we were doing back in these days, but if you commit a crime, you know what I'm saying, we can put you in chains and shackles.
The guys always getting changed every day. Somebody's getting stabbed up over something.
Because, you know, they get on that meth and stuff and that crazy, and you don't know what's going on in their mind. So they might just haul off and stab you because they think you're trying to do something to them.
They had to go to war, and them boys were getting sent to the hole for months and months and months. I mean, you didn't see them for about 6-7 months.
The hardships that I faced, man, was seeing my own people afraid to advocate for themselves, afraid of what the officers would do to them if they spoke truth to power.
Oh, God, boy, I'll tell you. Well, being that they're on the colonizer side, racism, they let you know who running. The Aryans run that over there. They'll whoop you. They'll take you to the hole, bro. They got them big wood sticks like that. Man, I tell you, bro, they take you to the hole and whoop you and beat them, bro. Like,
And put you in a hard cell. A hard cell is like a concrete slab, maybe 12 inches off the floor. You know what I'm saying? A block of concrete. And it's got these 4 metal rings on the corner of them. And they lay you down forcefully, or you do it willfully, and they handcuff you. Cuff your leg to each ring, cuff your arm to the other top ring, and you be laying on your back. You might be there for 24, 48, 72 hours. They might come past your door and be like, you hungry? And you be like, hell yeah. You be like, nah, you ain't hungry, and keep rolling past it. You know what I'm saying? So you might not eat for a day, 2 days, 3 days.
What were the changes that
I went from being a civilian to being a convict. I left there a convict.
explain?
I had the just at mine. I was never the same.
I don't think no man should go through that, but especially not no young man, because when I first went through it, it made me into something that I wasn't. I had to learn how to step it up, either step it up or get stepped on.
It's like, I don't understand what this generation is gonna do when they get in there. When you're 15, 16 years old, they treat you like an adult, buddy. They don't care if you're a kid. You pull that trigger, when you turn 18, you're going to the pen. You're going to real prison. You're going in there where those guys will hurt you.
So, once I started to, read, started to listen and learn, then I was able to lead, right? Because if you don't listen, you can't learn. If you can't learn, you can't lead.
What was it like having your children pulled away from you for that time?
Man, it's 10 years, bro. You trying to think about too deep like that while you in. Bro, that's bad, bro.
Because it was a lot of things. I remember one time she told her mama she didn't like me because she had to do like Daddy Donut Day. So like your dad was supposed to come to the daycare center with donuts. And so she told her mama, she was like, tell him I don't like it. And she was a daycare. And it made me feel this low. And I'm like, man.
I called home. She just said, Mom. She asked Mom, when I'm gonna see you? When I'm gonna see you again?
Do you still think about that?
I still think about it every day. Because I gotta live with that. Like I told you, every action has a consequence.
I'm gonna get the first 12 years of their life, probably the most important years of their life. Because at that time, their mind is like a sponge, and everything that they hear and see every day, you know what I mean, as far as parents and words, locked in, you know what I mean? But crazy proud about it, bro.
I called it a lot, you know what I'm saying?
All the time, bro. All the time. All the time, bro. All the time.
Was that something that helped you get through?
Yeah, most definitely. She was the main thing that really helped me stay out of trouble.
Just the presence. The effect of the presence, bro. That I'm not absent all the way. You know what I'm saying? As long as I felt that they felt that, they good.
Man, she helped me a lot because I just knew like my main goal was to get back to her. You know what I mean? Like I gotta get back to her. That was I always wanted to be a father. Ever since I was like 14, 15.
Yeah.
So my main thing was like I gotta get back to her. I gotta get back to her. You know what I mean?
Definitely, bro.
How did you change?
First of all, when I was back then, before I got locked up, did at 10, I was selling dope. I was selling hard. Going crazy out there. Strip club. You know what I'm saying? Now, bro, like I say, I was young. All that makes you into somebody. You know what I'm saying? All that from when you're young, what you're doing, you're learning. Okay, you enjoy it. Okay, now you got it out the way. You know what I'm saying? Now you change, do something different. You got to change. And that's the thing that ain't gonna change. Now that's not gonna change. Everything is gonna change.
When I was robbing shooting drugs for my whole life, right? That's what I was taught. Going out there, next thing you know, I was putting pistols in people, lay it down, get down, lay down, all that stuff, right? But
I don't have the same mindset I had before I went to prison. You know what I'm saying? And that's because I wanted to change.
Yeah, I changed my ways, and now I took thanking for a change in management. I know how to deal with a lot of problems that I used to go off and something make me mad. I know how to think and react now too.
At this time, I got my barber's license and everything, you know what I'm saying? Like 2-year course, man. And really, bro, that's the only thing that, like, really, bro, like, that was my calling, bro.
I grew up a lot while I was in prison. Had a lot of near-death experiences, but I grew up a lot.
writing books, teaching people, the more I taught the people that was returning citizens that was gonna come back, the more it taught me. And I made an organization, started an organization with the primary mission to make children job ready instead of jail ready. To save from premature death and imprisonment.
Well, I realized at the end of the day, it's not about me. It's about this little girl. You know what I mean? And as a man, you know what I'm saying? That's what you have to realize and focus on.
So we wanted to break that generational curse that was placed upon our kids because they thought it was a rite of passage to be like their father in prison.
My son was on the way. When I was locked up, my mama told me, son got us with boys out of trouble. You know what I'm saying? And, but you know, God, God showed him something.
Education is very powerful. Kids don't know that. That's what I do. If these kids can see what education can do for them and how far they can go, maybe it'll change.
They have to be revolutionary suicide, but in my eye. Because in there, George Jackson says, he said, what's wrong with today's society is they teach us what to think instead of how to think.
Yeah, most of our people don't know about the Black Wall Street. They don't know about Tulsa, Durham, and all those different places because we're not taught it. We're not taught that we're powerful. We're not taught that we come from a lineage of great and mighty men that led causes. We're not taught that we come from a kingdom of people, not just talking about in Africa before slavery, but before that in the Middle Ages, where we was ruling over different people and stuff like that. That's the type of energy that I want to put out of these things. And it starts with us. We gotta stop depending on the white man to fix everything.
You had mentioned the Bible right then. But the Bible ain't, to me, the Bible ain't seen no realer to me to now. To now. Why I say that, bro? To now is because a lot of stuff, bro, you seen it, bro.
Yeah, a lot of stuff's gonna come out.
Hey, I know where you are and what you might be going through. I understand the pain, the challenges, also the sufferings. I've been there. I've done that. I've gone through hurt, disappointment, good days, bad days, loss, and so many other things in life. Change comes when you decide to make the changes necessary to become different. Change comes when you decide to listen to somebody who may know some things that you don't know. Change comes when you get tired of being tired or when you've heard enough and decide I don't want to hurt